Hi, everyone. So I'm sure you have talked and learned about differentiate instruction. And so we're just going to go over again how and why we as educators want to make sure that we understand why we differentiate instruction and how. How can we differentiate instruction in literacy? Um, so effective teachers adjust and personalize their instruction because students vary in their levels of development, achievement, and ability. Teachers vary instructional arrangements. You will choose instructional materials at students' reading levels, and you'll modify assignments to address the core principle that you're wanting your students to learn. The idea that one size fits all instruction is obsolete, and teachers need to respect students by honoring both their similarities and their differences. Again, we're looking at Vygotsky's idea of the zone of proximal development. If instruction is either too difficult or too easy, it isn't effective. Instead, teachers must provide instruction that meets students where they are. So, one of the areas that we differentiate is the content. Differentiation involves personalizing the content, the process, and the products. When we differentiate the content, teachers identify the information that students need to learn to meet grade level standards so that every student will be successful. They differentiate the content by choosing instructional materials at a student's reading level, by considering students' developmental level as well as their current grade placement in deciding what to teach. If a third grader reading level is below kindergarten, if they are just an emergent reader, we are not going to choose a text that a kindergartner might enjoy. We're going to choose a text that is at the kindergarten reading level, but has content that a third grader might be interested in. To differentiate the content, we will use assessment tools to determine students' instructional needs. So differentiating the process means that as a teacher, you vary instruction and application activities to meet students' needs. So you might differentiate instruction by having teaching individuals, by teaching in small groups, or in large groups, or in a whole class group. That's the process, right? You're going to differentiate scaffolding. You're going to scaffold struggle readers and writers with more explicit instruction. Remember, or you may not have seen the reading continuum, but on the reading continuum, you have those students who are at this basic skill level and those students who are reading and reading books independently. So along that spectrum, you will be scaffolding readers, right? So that everybody moves towards reading independently. Similarly to that, you're going to challenge advanced readers and writers with activities that require higher level thinking. And you'll monitor students' learning and adjust instruction when needed. Differentiating the products means that teachers also vary how students demonstrate what they've learned. Demonstration include both the projects that students create and the tests used to measure their academic achievement. Some tests might be more successful with some students than others, and understanding that, then you as the educator, you choose the best way to assess a child so that you can really see their authentic learning. But differentiating products means that you might have students create projects individually or with partners or in small groups. You might design projects that engage students with literacy in meaningful ways. And this goes back to that engagement theory where you understand students' interest in reading and writing, and you find activities that motivate students to want to read and to want to write, right? And that's developing that self-efficacy or confidence that students will reach their goals. And students with high self-efficacy are resilient and persistent. And despite obstacles that get in the way of their success, they continue to want to learn and to improve. So differentiating the product also means that you assess students using a combination of visual, oral, and written formats. So some of these concepts are included in, the differentiating of products, the differentiating of the process, the differentiating of the content. They all overlap and interlock when you're trying to differentiate instruction. A teacher that differentiates instruction considers the background knowledge and literacy demands of the reading selection, the text that you've selected. You create a text set of related books, design activities with varied grouping patterns, and consider students' preferred language modalities and thinking styles. A teacher that differentiates instructions determines how much support students are likely to need and then provides that. So what is differentiated instruction? It aims to improve learning outcomes, to increase engagement, to inspire a love of learning. It increases self-awareness and helps students learn more efficiently and with deeper understanding. And so we will see how we can differentiate instruction in literacy, in reading and writing throughout our course. And I want you to also know that, right, these concepts apply across the board in whatever content area you are teaching. All right, see you online.